Chosen one, October 7th. God urges you to watch before the day ends. This is not a normal day. This is not a common hour. This is not just another date circled on a calendar. October 7th has been sealed in the heavens long before you were even aware it would matter. There is a stirring in the atmosphere that cannot be ignored. There is a weight in the unseen realm that presses upon this day with divine intensity. God is not whispering anymore. He is urging. He is summoning. He is commanding. Chosen one, you are being pulled into the awareness of a sacred shift, and it is happening before the day ends. You were never left behind. You were being preserved for this moment. There's something about this date that your soul already knows, and if you are watching this, then you were meant to. There's no accident in divine summons. God doesn't operate in chaos. He orchestrates encounters. And this moment, right here, right now, is your confirmation. Watch this video until the end. Don't click away. Don't delay. God is speaking. And if you miss this moment, you may feel the weight of what was meant for you lingering in silence. Write your warmest wishes in the comments below and write 777 to seal it with spiritual energy. This moment is a chapter about wishes coming true and energizing the universe with every word you type. Write them in faith. Write them as prophecy. Watch how heaven responds to those who speak boldly. Watch how the impossible bends to those who believe, declare, and release. The heavens are listening. Now, chosen one, press the hype button under the video and like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and let's begin. There is something undeniable taking place in your atmosphere. Whether you feel it in your body or not, the alignment is in motion. This day is carrying prophecy. It's wrapped in divine signals, coded with the timing of God. It's not asking for permission, it's moving on divine instruction. And you, chosen one, are not just observing it. You are part of it. You are in the heart of it. And you're being awakened at the exact hour that God decided. When others are distracted, you are being focused. When others sleep, you are being shaken into awareness. Not everyone can see what you are beginning to sense. But God is giving you eyes beyond the veil. He is giving you access that wasn't available yesterday. Because October 7th was already destined to be your alert. This isn't just about change. This is about what the change leads to. This isn't just about awareness. This is about what your awareness grants you access to. There's a reason this video found you. There's a reason your name has been rising in spiritual conversations behind closed heavenly doors. There's a reason your life, though it has felt delayed, has been orchestrated with such precision. God is activating something that no eye has seen, not because it wasn't meant to be seen, but because it was being saved for you. There are some assignments that require the clock to be silenced until the exact second arrives. This is that second. October 7th is that hour. What if everything you've endured was not proof of rejection, but preparation for this release? What if the very reason others dismissed you was because heaven hadn't cleared your file for exposure yet? What if God hid you because He knew October 7th would reveal what people couldn't handle before? What if the very silence you cried through was a vault protecting your next level? The doubts you felt, the isolation you walked through, the dreams you buried, the strength you almost lost, all of it was leading here. It was all designed to crescendo into this divine date. It was never random. It was never for nothing. God does not make announcements unless the timing demands it, and the timing is now. October 7th is not asking your permission to be holy. It already is. It already carries oil. It already carries legacy. It already carries a sound that the earth must respond to. Do you feel the tightening of everything around you? The internal buzzing that won't let you rest? That's not anxiety, that's awareness. That's your spirit responding to the alignment. Because something is being sealed in your name. Something is being signed in the courts of heaven. Something is being declared permanent. Not a temporary shift. Not a partial miracle. A full release. One that marks your entire bloodline and ends cycles of delay. As this day unfolds, don't be surprised if strange things begin to happen. The people who ignored you may suddenly reach out. The doors that stayed shut may creak open. The ideas that felt stuck may overflow with clarity. That's not coincidence. That's confirmation. That's what happens when God marks a day. Time bends. Realities fold. The natural submits to the supernatural, and your life, chosen one, becomes the evidence. You become the visible sign that something invisible has touched the earth. You may have noticed this feeling starting days ago, like something was coming closer, but you couldn't quite name it. Like a shadow of a truth approaching. That's because God doesn't rush revelation. He lets it simmer until your spirit is prepared to hold it. And today, you are ready. Your soul is ready. Your legacy is ready. What once terrified you no longer owns you. The fear has expired. The doubt has cracked. The waiting room has closed. You're not in between anymore. You are standing at the gate. And before this day ends, God will show you that He never forgot you. God is using this moment to break cycles in your family. Cycles of confusion. Cycles of scarcity. Cycles of missed timing. All of it is being shattered, not with a bang, but with quiet divine authority. Because real power doesn't scream. It moves in silence and alters reality. And the truth is, your life is about to look unrecognizable. Not because you tried harder, but because the calendar aligned. The hour spoke. The prophetic window opened. October 7th is not only speaking, it is roaring. You are walking through a divine corridor right now, one that was sealed until this very hour. A heavenly countdown has reached 0, but instead of collapse, this 0 means opening. What the world called an ending, God has labeled as a beginning. And not just any beginning, a celestial ignition. Everything you couldn't figure out before, everything you cried over, fasted over, begged God to change. All of it is being rerouted through today. This is not a day to doubt. This is a day to witness. And though the world moves on unaware, your soul knows that something eternal is brushing against your reality. You are not imagining this acceleration. You are not delusional for expecting something today. God's fingerprint is on October 7th. You've seen the signs, repeating numbers, the odd timing, the dreams that don't make sense until now. You've been sensing whispers from realms beyond this one. That's not your mind making it up. That's your spiritual receptors tuning in. You're being calibrated for a divine occurrence, a sacred download. And as the seconds move, a heavenly orchestration is positioning everything where it belongs. People, finances, answers, revelation, clarity, encounters. All of it is coming into view. Heaven does not need human permission to pour, but God chose to give you a warning, not to fear, but to recognize. Because only the chosen are urged in advance. Only the marked ones feel it before it happens. You're not crazy for preparing. You're not weak for believing. You're not foolish for watching. You're obeying something bigger than logic. You're responding to something older than time. This message is not a prophecy written in ink. It's a spiritual alignment written in your own soul. And now, as time narrows, your awareness becomes your inheritance. What you recognize, you can receive. Your spiritual lineage has waited for this hour. Generations who prayed, cried, labored in silence. They didn't make it this far, but you did. And that's not random. That's royal assignment. You didn't just survive to be lucky. You survived because you were chosen to stand at this edge, the edge of something so sacred, so powerfully irreversible, that your very name is being etched into God's fulfillment. This isn't about personality. This isn't about perfection. This is about prophecy. And you, chosen one, are walking it out, while the heavens applaud in secret. Every delay you endured was a sacred lock. Every rejection was a redirected path. Every silence from God was preparation for a thunderous confirmation on a specific day. And now, that day is here. This is why you couldn't quit. This is why things felt quiet before the shift. This is why the weight got heavy. Because what's about to happen had to be protected. Not because it's fragile, but because it's glorious. October 7th carries glory. It carries a charge so electric that even the stars have bent their rhythm to match it. Heaven is on schedule, and now Earth must respond. You may begin to feel emotional for no reason. You may feel a sudden urge to cry, to write, to be alone. That's your body catching up with your spirit. Because what's happening is spiritual first, emotional second, and physical last. Don't be alarmed by the shifts in your mood or the rush of insight. Your spirit is being downloaded with divine blueprints. What used to confuse you will now become clear. What used to feel far away will now feel tangible. Because this day, this exact date, is bridging the distance between what you saw in visions and what you now hold in real life. Look around you. Pay attention. The signs are not hiding anymore. God is being loud in quiet ways. Through songs that suddenly hit differently. Through people who say things without realizing they're being used. Through timing that is too perfect to explain. That's how God speaks when He's aligning you. You've been praying for clarity, but clarity requires space. And God made space today. That's why things feel open. That's why you can't sit still. That's why your inner knowing has no off switch. It's not anxiety, it's activation. Before this day ends, expect a divine encounter. It may not look like thunder. It may not come through fireworks. But it will come. A sudden awareness. A message. A confirmation. A peace so sharp it slices through confusion. This is how you know God is with you. Not because the world acknowledges it, but because the atmosphere responds. Watch how everything today seems to move around you. How your timing feels synced with something greater. You're not imagining it. You're walking in prophecy. Every chosen vessel receives a moment where time bends on their behalf, where the heavens lean down and touch the earth in their favor. And while others walk through October 7th as a regular day, you walk through it as a divine corridor. What you see, others will not. What you feel, others will dismiss. But God didn't call them. He called you. He didn't whisper to the crowd. He whispered to your soul. That's why you're watching this now. That's why you've felt this pull. The alarm has gone off. The gate has opened. And something irreversible is happening in your life. This is the end of the drought. This is the end of the silence. This is the end of being overlooked, ignored, bypassed. You were not being dismissed. You were being positioned. You were not being forgotten. You were being announced to the right dimension. And the right dimension has now arrived. Today is not a setup for failure. It's a launch into fulfillment. You are not returning to who you were. You are being introduced to who God always knew you were. This is the moment you stop surviving and start embodying the promise. God is not urging everyone. He is urging you. That means something is specific to your life that requires obedience today. No one else can walk through your door. No one else can carry your mantle. No one else can complete your assignment. And the divine winds blowing right now are custom-made to lift your name. This is why the delays were personal. This is why the struggle felt targeted. Because the blessing will also be personal, and the glory will be just as targeted. The day is still unfolding, but heaven is already celebrating. The divine record of this moment is being written, and your name is at the top of the scroll. October 7th belongs to the chosen, and the chosen are being seen, the chosen are being called, the chosen are being funded, healed, restored, empowered. Before the day ends, chosen one, every trial, every long night, every unanswered question has been leading here to a moment that the heavens always knew would come. This is not a climax created by the world. This is a divine pulse moving through the fabric of your reality. You are standing in the middle of something that cannot be undone, something that will mark your soul forever. And though people around you may not understand why you're so alert today, why your heart is racing or your spirit feels different, it's because your destiny is responding to a signal only you were meant to receive. October 7th is not merely a day on the calendar. It is a spiritual door disguised as a moment in time. The sound is already traveling ahead of you. It's the sound of your arrival. The sound of divine timing catching up with your preparation. It's the sound of heaven's echo touching earth. You are not being asked to perform. You are being called to become. You are not being tested anymore. You are being trusted. God is placing His hand on your life in ways that will make sense only in hindsight. But for now, let your spirit lean into what your mind cannot yet grasp. Let the divine current carry you. Let your inner knowing override the voices of the past. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are not missing anything. You are right on time. In fact, the entire story of your life has been timed around this very hour. When things didn't make sense, when the path felt strange, when the detours made you question everything, it was all orchestrated to intersect with this sacred point. This is not the end of your story. This is the chapter where everything starts making sense, and the proof is in the pulse of today. God is speaking through the rhythm of time, and you, chosen one, are standing in the spotlight of a prophetic alignment that was hidden for years. Don't be surprised if what you thought you lost suddenly reappears. Don't be shocked if long-standing blockages break open without warning. Don't question it when divine opportunities show up with your name already on them. That is the mark of October 7th. It is a portal of correction, not just for your direction, but for your name, your dignity, your destiny. The things that have been held up are not just being released. They are being released because it's time. Because God said, now. And when God says now, delay dies. Confusion breaks. Purpose wakes up. The vibration around you is not just emotional. It is spiritual. That shaking you feel, that's the sound of chains coming undone. The pressure you've been sensing, that's the intensity of divine oil pouring over your assignment. The urgency that won't let you rest, that's because you're being positioned for acceleration. And acceleration doesn't feel soft. It feels sudden. It feels like everything is being reorganized by invisible hands. It feels like reality itself is shifting to make room for the new you. And that is what's happening now. You're being prepared to step into what has been calling you for years. This isn't about hype. This isn't a generic promise. This is targeted transformation. It is surgical. It is personal. It is holy. God is not rushing you. He is activating you. That feeling of alertness you can't ignore is the response to being called. You're not waiting anymore. You're walking. You're moving with grace that others can't explain. And you don't need them to. This isn't their moment. It's yours. This is the hour when your obedience is noticed, when your silence is honored, when your integrity is rewarded. You didn't fold when you could have. You didn't retaliate when you had the chance. You didn't give up when it got unbearable. That's why this date belongs to you. That's why heaven is rushing toward your name. The blessings coming are not just material, they are architectural. They will rebuild parts of your life that felt lost. They will reconstruct your confidence. They will repair the inner places you kept hidden. This is more than restoration. This is sacred revelation. You are about to see why it all had to happen the way it did. You are about to feel why the silence was actually God holding His breath for this very second. You are about to know what it means to be chosen, not just in title, but in experience.